I never even had the remotest inkling that I was going to have a Christian podcast on YouTube. That was never, ever, ever in my plan at all. I didn't even know about podcasts until the past several years ago. I've been following Jesus really, really seriously, very passionately for over 25 years now. And I've always been really involved in whatever church I was going to. I've always been really involved. I've always been a worship leader on the worship team. I've always done that. I've been very involved in like home groups and Bible studies, and I've gone on mission trips. So I was always really, really involved in church. I've always been really, really serious about my relationship with Jesus, but I never felt, called to go into ministry like people talk about. That just never was my call. I've been running my website business that I've been running since 1997. It's full time. I've been doing that for the past 28 years. And that's really taken up most of my time for the past 28 years. And so I just never, ever conceived of, going into ministry, and so I'm going to tell you the story about how that all happened tonight. So anyway, I'm going to share my journey with you. So I want to go back to the very, very beginning, actually before the beginning, and show you the very first video that I ever posted on YouTube. So in July of 2020, I set up this YouTube channel, the YouTube channel that a lot of you are watching right now, Blue Tab 77. And I made this little 2.5-minute video. It's just me sitting with my guitar, playing a little song. I was playing the song that I wrote. The name of the song is Before the Beginning. And so I just put my iPhone down I was sitting on this little bench thing, and I was put my iPhone down. It's a very, very unflattering angle, but here it is. The very first video that I ever posted on YouTube, Before the Beginning.
Soon be mine. And though I've traveled so far and climbed so high, I know that the heights I will reach are far beyond my brightest fantasy, more perfect than perfection itself, miles deeper than the deepest well, and more exquisite than any earthly gem. Wonderfulness, before the beginning of beauty, before the beginning of light, before the beginning. So keep watching, just keep watching, for it is almost here.
So there you go. The very first video I ever put on YouTube. I don't even know why I made that video. I don't remember what was in my head when I was doing that. I think probably I had started watching a lot more YouTube videos back then. That was in July 2020, and so I think, I knew that it's free to set up a YouTube channel. So let's just see what it's all about. So I certainly didn't have any plans to do anything with it. I just was curious. So I set it up, did that little video and put that up there. And I think it's very interesting that the very first video I ever put on my YouTube channel was a song called Before the Beginning. So the lyrics of the song are actually, it's about my faith in Jesus, and in the fact that all of us, every single one of us Christians, we are before the beginning of wonderfulness, right? Because God has wonderful plans for every single one of us. And we know that we're going to end up in eternity with God. And so we are all before the beginning of wonderfulness. So that's what the lyrics mean. But I think that it was very prophetic, honestly, that was the first video I ever did before the beginning. Because now, 5 years later, 5.5 years later, 1,100 plus videos later, 50,000 subscribers later, that really, really was before the beginning. And I had absolutely no idea when I put that up there what was getting ready to happen or what was going to happen in the next 5 years.